Hey everybody, I'm getting ready to go on vacation. We're going to see some friends tomorrow. I was just getting my little wine situation worked out. Tap. Hello. It is nice and cool here today in Connecticut. And I have been so busy this morning that I haven't... Hi Jackie, my girl, how do you feel? Oh, I don't like that you have a headache. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I actually was just washing, look, here's one of the bedspreads from my house. I was just washing linens today. That's what I'm doing in between work, right? That's what I'm doing. Washing bedspreads, because it gets stinky with bathing suits and stuff around here. Anyway, hi you guys. Hi. It's Monday, and I'm late today because all kinds of other stuff going on. And I finally got around, I got off a call with Rachel Seats, who I love so much. You should follow her. She's amazing. We're going to collaborate soon. Jackie, I have to talk to you about this. We just had some ideas. Just brainstorming with another parenting coach out there, and she's awesome. And so, we're going to try and bring some stuff to you live and in person or whatever. It'd be fun to go on the road and do like a live thing, right? Okay, so, sorry. So we just finished having a bunch of our friends up at the lake. It's windy here. You can hear the wind, I'm sorry, but it's all kinds of windy here. So we just had a really fun weekend with a bunch of our friends at the lake. I had 10 people in our house, and kids running around, and lots of good wine, and lots of good conversation, and it was just really fun. It took me all day yesterday to recover, and I lost my voice for a little while, but I got it back. I think everybody else was rejoicing that I couldn't talk, but it's back. It's back in full force. But I have been thinking about a conversation, we're going to call it a conversation, that my girlfriend had with another person. We were down at the lake on Saturday night. Sometimes we do... our community does in the summer Saturday night concerts for everybody who lives here. And so we had a concert on Saturday night, and it was fun. Kids everywhere, people barbecuing. Like, it's always a good time. We went down after dinner and brought dessert down, and there were 10 of us, and it was a great time. We met up with a bunch of our friends that live here and are here for the summer, and it's always fun to, introduce your friends from New York to your friends from Connecticut, and then we have New York friends, and it's just there's a lot of fun that happens on those nights, and they tend to be a little bit later. Like, we don't usually get home until 10:30. We've got the kids with us. Everyone's exhausted. They're all wearing glow sticks. Like, it's just fun. So we had our friends in from New York this weekend, and the kids run around, and you never know where they are. So she was looking for her daughter and Wyatt, my oldest. And she was like, I'm going to go see where they are, because there's music playing out here. Like, where could they possibly be? So she found them inside the clubhouse, and Emerson needed to go to the bathroom, and Wyatt showed her where it was. And they were with a couple of Wyatt's other friends, and they were hanging around watching the Olympics. And so, my girlfriend was like, okay, you guys, everyone's outside. We're going to go hang out outside, because, there's music, and there's live music, and there's people dancing, and it's way more fun than being inside watching boxing on the Olympics. So my son and her daughter decided, okay, we'll come with you. And my son's other two friends were like jumping over some chairs and some like small tables that we have in our clubhouse up at the lake. And so she happens to also be a pediatrician. And she was like, okay, this probably isn't a good idea, you guys. Let's just leave and go, down and hang out with all of our friends and go to the party. And one of the kids is, 13 or turning 13. And I don't know them well. I've only met them for the first time this summer. And they seem like nice enough kids, right? They're polite to me. They're kind to my children. They're friends with Wyatt. But I've also noticed some arrogance is the best way I can say it, right? There's a little bit of arrogance in the older one. And I think it has to do with him coming from what he seems to think, what he thinks or equates to privilege. And so, they live in a nice house and they have a lot of stuff and they drive expensive cars and, his father is an executive at a company. And I think that some of this may have gone to his head. And he was having a conversation with my friend, the doctor, saying, she was like, I don't want you guys to get hurt. And he was like, oh, don't worry. My dad can take care of it because that's what happens when you have money. And she was mortified that this kid was speaking to her like this. And then he turned around and was like, well, what do you do? And so she was like, now here I am. I'm a 40-something-year-old woman feeling like I have to justify myself and fluff up my feathers to knock this kid down a peg or two. So she was like, I don't even know how to respond. He's a child. So, Jackie, it was like, I'm not even sure how, like, I feel like I need to say something to their mother. But, after thinking about it and having like thoughts about the conversations I've had with this kid's parents, it's not surprising because they are the kind of people who put value on stuff. And I feel like they probably say things like, well, we have this and they don't have that kind of stuff. And that does not fly in my house at all. And I don't work well with that whole thing. Like, I'm not interested. And what you have does not matter. Like, it matters the kind of person you are. And if you're a 13-year-old kid sparring with a 40-something-year-old woman thinking that you're better than she is because your dad has a high-paying job, you don't have shit, kid. You basically have nothing. So back it up, my friend. Well, right. So my girlfriend comes downstairs and she's like, you're not going to believe what just happened to me in the clubhouse upstairs. So she's telling me, I want you to say anything to the mom. The child learns to be right. I feel like the child is learning the behavior from the parents. So she's like, what? I really didn't know how to handle it. I've never had a conversation like that with a kid. And I'm like, I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked because there are those people in the world and they act with their privilege, right? They think that their privilege makes them better than everybody else. And they have expectations that people are going to treat them like they're better than the people that like they think are not. And so for somebody like me who says to their children every day as they walk out the door, be happy, make good choices, and be kind to everyone that you see, it's going to be a difficult conversation for me to have with Wyatt because it's ultimately his friend on, I don't necessarily like what comes out of your friend's mouth to your mother's adult friends. Like, that's not nice. And I also want to know a little bit more, like, I think I need to do a little bit of investigative reporting, and I want to know more about what he does when they're just hanging out, like, just the kids. Is he an asshole to his friends? Is he jerky to his friends? Is he condescending? Is he, smart-mouthed and arrogant, and is he just being like a jerk? Because, listen, dudes, I have no interest in that, and I have no interest in teaching my kid that it's okay and that everybody should think it's cool, because it is the furthest thing from cool. So that's my dilemma today. So tomorrow we're going away for a couple of days, so I probably won't be on Periscope. And we're going to visit some of our Brooklyn friends at their house in Pennsylvania, and we haven't seen them since we got out of school, so I'm excited to see my girlfriend Angela and her kids, and our kids all get along very well, so it's going to be a really nice little break for us. So I feel like on the car ride, we're going to have a little bit of a conversation, me and Wyatt, on the way down, because I want him, he's starting middle school, and I know I say this every day, like, he's starting middle school, and it's a whole new thing for him, but he's going to be the small fish in the big pond this year, and, I want him to be aware that there are kids out there that, maybe he hasn't encountered them yet. I mean, like, this might be the first time he's encountered a child like this kid. And I want him to have the tools to be able to deal with and address the comments should there need to be addressing. Because, the I'm better than you attitude is not something that I promote or encourage at all. I certainly encourage success. I encourage hard work. I encourage kindness and consideration and all the other things that we should encourage our children to do. I do not encourage them to be assholes. Just saying. So that was my dilemma today, or like I've been thinking about it over the weekend. It's been a couple of days, right? So I've been like, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to handle it? What's going to have to come out of my mouth? And so I have to think of tactful ways to ask, how is this kid when he's around his friends? Does he say things, you heard what he said to our friend, and I'm not really crazy about that idea, and you never speak to adults that way. It was very disrespectful, first of all. And, he didn't know where this woman was from. Like, that's not nice. So there's a lot of learning opportunity here, I think, for me, and a lot of teaching opportunity for my kids, or vice versa, learning and teaching for all of us, because, I've definitely learned something this weekend, and I definitely want to teach something to them this week. So that's it. So here's what is happening in the Why Am I Yelling land this week. I'm out of town Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but I've got some discovery call slots open on Friday and next week. So if you get onto my calendar, we can do a 20-minute discovery call for you if you're feeling overwhelmed and overworked and overtired and like you need 5 minutes just to have a conversation and get back to feeling like you matter. Then you need to call me because I've got some time. We also just launched, which I am very excited about, I have to say, the Back to You Intensive. It is a 90-minute intensive that is all about you, my friends, all about you. Hold on, sorry. And it's all about helping you have a positive mindset or get into a place where you want to be. Like, I know how hard it is to wear all the hats and do all the stuff and take care of all the things and still try to manage and maintain yourself. And a lot of times, most of the time, 99.9% of the time, we are the ones who suffer for it. Nobody else does, except really everybody does. Because if mommy's not happy, nobody is happy. So join me for 90 minutes. It's called Back to You. The intensive starts on September 1st. We're booking now. It's only available in September, so get your spot now. There's a graphic in the Why Am I Yelling website, and there are a few all over Facebook and stuff. Just comment that you want in, and I will private message you, and we can talk privately and get you booked in for some time with me, because it's going to be a really great, great, great intensive, and it's all about you. It has nothing to do with me. It's me helping you. That's as far as you go with me. So spend some time on you, because you're worth it. Every single one of you is worth it, and you need it. It's super important for you to have time for you. And if we can take 90 minutes to make a plan on how you're going to be more productive, healthier minded, more routine based. There it is. Why am I yelling? Yelking. Why am I yelking? Jackie. I love that. Why am I yelking? I'm not sure that that's spelled correctly. I love you. So do it. Book the intensive with me. Get in the Why Am I Yelling Facebook group. Take your time. Get on it. Do it. Don't take your time. Get on it. Do it. Make sure that it happens. And we will see you back here. I'm going to try and get on from wherever we are, because I have a funny fit. There we go. I love you. I'm going to try and get on from where we are. I just totally laughed. I can't. This is why. You make me laugh. And I love those freaking shoes that Vita has on in a Facebook picture. Are you kidding me with those? They're fab, by the way. All right, I'm gonna hang up now. I'll try and get on Periscope from Pennsylvania. I'm not sure what the Wi-Fi situation is down there in the Poconos, but we will be down there for a couple of days. So if you don't see or hear from me, I'm not dead. I'm just on vacation, and I'm probably drinking champagne. Just saying. So I will talk to you guys soon. Get into the YML Yelling Facebook group. Interact. We want to have you. We love you. We encourage your voice and your opinion in there. So make that happen. And we will we'll see you back here sometime during the week. Bye, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.